Hello guys, and welcome back to my firebase series. So in this video we are going to register users using the firebase. So the first thing we are going to do is we need to create the register activity. So we are just going to empty activity. Sorry, this should be empty activity. We are just going to new activity, and then empty activity, and then we are just going to call it register activity. So just going, and then we are just going to create another activity again, called the sign in activity. But we are going to work on this one in the next video. So let's close all the other files, and then we are just going to concentrate on the register activity. Right. So first of all, we need to go into the XML into the XML file, right? And then we need to create the edit text. We to make parent rep content, and then the ID is going to be email. And also we need the hint. Hint is going to be email. Uh, something is wrong. So it's I'm sorry, it's using constraint layout. So let's just use a relative layout. So below it, we are just going to create another one. I'm just going to call this one password. Password here type. Here the input type is going to be email. We need the text email address, and then here input type. Let's call it the text password. So since we are using relative layout, it should be below the email. To make it look nice, let's just use a margin top of, let's say, 30 pixels, 30 dp. So, and then we need a button. So let's get make parent the rep content text register. Register. Then it should be below the password. Edit text. Let's put a margin top also of 30 dp, because we don't want these items to be close to each other, right? So let's take a look at how they appear. So here, okay. So here the hint should be password. Here the hint should be password, and then the next thing is let's put a margin top of 30 dp. Sorry, this should be 30 dp, right? So the next thing is now we are done with the front end part. We are just going to work with the back end. Okay. So the first thing is we are going to get the values from the edit text. So first we have the email, and then we have the password. And also, let's initialize also our button. We have our button, and then we just call it the register button. Right. Okay. So the next thing is email, and then we attach it to the buttons that we create using the find view by ID, and then our ID we just named it email. This is the ID email. So this attaches the button to this backend code, and then we have the password. It's goes to find view by ID id dot password, and then also we have the register button. We're just going to use ara.id dot I think I forgot to attach an ID to it. Okay, so register, right? So now to register the users, we need to attach an event listener to our button, an on click listener. So what this on click listener does, it when the button is clicked, it listens to the events that the user is trying to use. Okay, so the next thing is let's create a method called private. Let's just call it private void register new user. Okay, so now we are going to initialize firebase authentication. So we are just going to call private firebase auth is equals to mauth. So the reason why I'm using this private is that we only want these buttons to be accessed in this class only. We don't want other classes to be able to access this. So this is sort of like encapsulation if you are familiar with object-oriented programming. But if you are not, don't worry, just type along with me as I'm coding this. So here we initialize Firebase auth. So what we do is we just go to Firebase auth, and then we get an instance of the Firebase auth, right? The next thing is we need to get the entered. We need to get so we need to get what we need to get the values from the edit text in which the user enters. So I'm just going to call it email string is equals to email. Then we get it from this from our edit text, and then we say get text. So we need to get the text that the user entered, and then we convert it to a string. Same goes again for the password. So and then since we have initialized, we are just going to call it mauth dot. So here we have sign in with email and password, create user with email password. So since we are registering the user, we use this method, the create user with email and password, passing the email string for provide email string and then the password string. So what this method does, it takes in the email and then the password, and then it creates the account. It creates the user's account from these values. So email string, and then we have the password string, and then we attach an onComplete listener. So what this onComplete listener is that it listens if the process is complete, and then if the process is complete, then we can do a couple of things, right? So in this onComplete listener, we have this method, the onComplete, and then we have a task. So this task takes in the result of the authentication, and then we can use this task to see if the 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 creation of the user using email and password is successful or not, and then we can determine if the user can enter the application or not using this task. So what we are going to do after this is we are going to say that if task dot is successful. So in other words, if this task is successful, then we are going to register the user. Else, the registration will have failed, right? So as you can see here, we have so if task dot is successful, and then what we need to do is we are just going to redirect the user to the sign in page, right? So that they can now sign in because they now have an account. Uh, so, so sign in. So and then we are going to start the activity, right? Else registration process failed. So just going to say sorry. Create account, right? So now that we have created this method, so what we are going to do is we are just going to code this method in our register button. So register new user, right? So let's run our application and see if it's working or not. So I'm now going to the Firebase. So if the user is registered, he or she should appear here, right? So let's see. So okay, so the emulator is starting, so it might take a while. So I'm just going to pause the video and then come back when the emulator is done running. The emulator is running. We are just going to test if our application is working or not. Okay, let me just deploy it again. Okay, now we are running, so I'm just going to e-share. So this is my name. So let's just register. Okay. So as you can see, guys, as you can see, we have Ishonesu at mail.com. As you can see that our registration or creating our user using custom email and password is working. So in the next video, we'll be signing in users using a custom email and password. So thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Comment in the comment section, put any suggestions. Please share this video with your friends, and also you can also suggest uh, any series you want with Firebase. Okay, thanks for watching.